Right, it started now, so it should be on YouTube as well. Yeah, it's
Okay.
weird. I don't know why that happened because generally I just posted the link in the chat the other day and people were just coming in. So I don't understand why that happened. But yeah, let me just check that it's live so I can go on the chat room and yeah, let me just check that it's live so I can go on the chat room.
All right, I see it's a bit delayed, but
No, the thing is,
there I am. But it's, you know, it's on a heck of a delay.
It's a bit delayed, but
yeah, I'm hearing like an echo. I'm hearing you coming back and then coming back again and then coming back again and then coming back again.
Hold on, I'll fix that. There we go.
Okay. Can you see yourself as well as me on the actual page?
It switches back and forth.
All right, because I've got it paused, you see, so I can just see me. Right, I'll get back onto the chat side of things. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to notify everybody now because it's just done it on the first stream, but hopefully it will.
I think it may actually be switching when we're talking.
Yeah, because that's weird. Because then you just come up on full screen on here then.
Yeah, that's what it's doing.
Oh, that's cool. I'll just minimize this a bit because I'm going to have 2 screens open.
Me too.
I'm not sure if anybody's going to come more because, like I say, there's only...
I'm going to send a link to a friend just for fun.
Actually, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll post a link out on my Facebook real quick. I'm not surprised if I don't end up with loads of people wanting to come in and actually be on the Hangout. And suddenly becomes a big meeting. You know what? Just give us a sec. I need to go low now.
Yeah, take your time. I'll be here.
There we go. It feels better. Hey, this is strange. This is. Right, there we go. Back on with the chat. Yeah, usually, if I do a live stream on my other Paranormal account, it messages all the people on Google Plus and all the people on Twitter and everything else and lets them know that the stream's coming on. But generally it's just turned on. So, but I've posted it on Facebook now anyway.
Yeah, well, it did that the first time, but I guess since we've messed everything all up, now it's doing different. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I say I don't know why it won't come on, but oh well, it's on now anyway for a little bit.
I wish we could just do like a grid so it's not switching back and forth, you know?
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? I wonder if I can do some. If there's what I can do to check. You see, I'm new to this, so I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we'll get it figured out for you, man.
No.
Sorry to anybody watching. I haven't shaved in a while. I'm not looking very well kempt.
Hang on, it's not doing it anymore. Did it just do it then?
It's lagging way behind us.
Nah, I think it's sorted. I've just clicked because I've got a little screen here with you and me on, and I've just clicked on me, and now basically.
See, I don't have that. I'm looking at it on my tablet, and it's just me.
Yeah, sound. Oh, that's all right.
It's like stuff I was doing a while ago, though. So.
Yeah. Oh. You see, I've got it paused on YouTube itself, and I've got like I've got half a screen with me on the Hangouts, and I've got a little bit of screen on so I can just see the chat.
My friends say they can hear us both. Can you hear what I said just now?
What, me?
No, I'm asking my friends. Can you hear what I said just now?
I reckon there'll probably be about a 20-second delay.
Yeah, it was about 10, 15 seconds, so we're good. You see in the chat?
Yeah, I can see it. Hurry up, Steve. You all right?
Starly, that's one of my friends there.
Hi there. Right, sound. It's working then. Yeah, I'll just.
What is that? A shot of my thumb?
A what?
I was just looking at the screen. It was like a shot of my thumb or something. All right, that's... All right. I think I'm going to back out of the video and come back to it, try to see if it'll catch up for me.
Yeah, it's weird. How come it's weird how you can't... Oh, yeah, because you're on your tab, aren't you? So you can't really...
Yeah. I can't do both on the phone, so...
Yeah.
My tab's camera is crap, so there's no reason in using that.
Hmm. Yeah, you see, I've got my laptop on, but I know what you're saying. It's a bit weird having to have it on like that. It's not so bad if you're like watching it, obviously, and you're in the chat, but when you've got them both on, I mean, I've got half, let's say I've got half a screen of me on the live broadcast and then half a screen of me on YouTube itself. So I just have to pause the video and I have to kind of keep pressing on the other screen and I can see the chat. Oh, no problem. No problem. These things happen. I accept your apology. I said to Drew, you've obviously misunderstood what I was saying.
Yeah, we had a nice chat. As I always say, you got to watch people's intentions, not just their words. Intentions were all good there.
Yeah, definitely. I just wanted to make people aware of what I do and, you know, the fact that I might be asking some questions, especially now, even more so than I would do normally due to the circumstances of what's recently happened and stuff. So, yeah, it's all good.
For all of you who have not met, Teresa, down in the comments, is a very dear friend of mine as well. Mark, just so you know, that's a good friend of mine, and she's very into our spiritual world as you and I are. So,
well, that's good. Well, you see, not only that, for me, this is a step forward from where I am now with the ghost boxes and stuff. So it's just another avenue based on, you know, what I've been told and the feelings I've been getting that kind of are strongly validating it. So, yeah, it's very, very, very strange goings on. It's all new to me anyway. Besides, I mean, I'm an empath anyway, so I feel a lot. I mean, if the spirit was here now, I'd feel how they feel. And I think that's another reason why I know they're here. I think that's how I sense them, because if there's something bad here, I know it's bad because I can feel its intentions. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if it's its energies I'm picking up on, but I'm just picking up on it like I would do a person.
It gets tough in the beginning, too, when you're starting to try to recognize where the energies are coming from. You know, sometimes you may think it's coming from a person, but it may be a spirit that's affecting you. Sometimes it could be a spirit and you're thinking it's a person that's affecting you. So it all, you know, with time as it develops, gets better, but it is hard. You know, a group of people can make you feel a million different emotions at one time.
Definitely. Well, like I say, it happens a lot in here. I mean, do you know what's really weird? You know, like when they say you watch a spooky film and then things happen at night. I've always believed that it's not just your mind that plays tricks on you. It's the fact that you're kind of more aware of what's going to, you know, things are possibly going to happen because you've got that fear there and they're kind of feeding off it. So things do happen when you've watched a film. I mean, they never scare me anyway, but like if I'm chatting about stuff in general like now, something could quite easily just pop in here. I mean, as I've told you, I'm above a mine. I'm on the land of pretty much the miners' pub was here. So
yeah,
the
in the comments here too. Star Lily's mentioned, of course, you know, with feeling those emotions and stuff too. You also want to make sure they don't latch on to you, like we were talking before.
I've honestly believed things have up until when I got that information a couple of days ago, and I said I feel like I'm in a jar and it's just the lids come off, and now it's just blown up and wide. And they said that, you know, I'm going to be, like I said, I'm going to be blown with what's going to happen. And strangely enough, things are. And I don't normally take these things lightly, but things are happening. So it's definitely strange. It's a lot to take in, really. But considering the feelings I've had all my life and stuff, it's kind of starting to make a bit of sense now.
Well, it'll be interesting when we get this going to be able to add in some more voices and to start doing some of the actual live with the Ghost Box and stuff like that, because I think those are the things that people who haven't been exposed to want to see, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, like I say, on the other paranormal channel, I've left that for about a good 2 years, and I had, you know, quite a lot of people coming out of look. Now it's only dropped down to about 500 and something now, which is where I want to start doing some live streams and stuff. And as I said to you earlier, I left all the paranormal groups a couple of years back because of all of the negativity and the hate that, you know, and you just find yourself caught up in a web of just rubbish, really.
Absolutely.
Instead of focusing on what you're doing. So,
you know, hopefully between me and you and some other friends of yours and stuff, we can try to make this a more positive experience and make it more about learning and growing together and not about, you know, snippy little middle school stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, I want to give people information, obviously, about the ghost boxes, the experiment. I mean, especially this laser that I've been using to transmit the ghost box and stuff. People are quite interested in that at the minute. Just general stuff, and obviously, people who have got the talents can obviously. It'd be great if they can come on, and you know, if people need some guidance or whatever in the chat, then they can obviously speak to them as me and you are now. Just many reasons, really. But hopefully, I mean, with Google Play, I can easily turn this live channel into a very big channel just from Google Play alone, from the apps. I can literally have this channel in all my apps. You know what I mean? So when I get it going properly, I'm expecting it to be quite big.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's the things like where it's a friend of mine, Megan, but she has the Star Lily name. It's I wish I knew if I can get bad vibes off people and know if something isn't right and can get very overwhelmed, so I don't know if I'm an empath. the whole idea here, we'll be able to answer some of those questions and try to help people out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I personally, I hate being an empath. It's something I can't cope with. To be honest with you, I can't cope with being in a place. I don't mind being in a place full of people, but it's just strange. It's overwhelming. Do you know what I mean? And it's it's
yes,
just
I do.
weird. The feelings that I get, it's horrible. It's strange. I can't explain it.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely something that you can hone and get used to blocking out other people's emotions and stuff like that. But, as you develop the other parts of your spiritual self, I think you'll get a better handle on the empath abilities you've always had, because you're kind of opening up into a big world here,
Definitely. I mean, it's weird because I don't know if I told you, but I'll do it now for the people that are here and they don't know anyway. But as a child, I've always been aware of spirit. It started out, we lived in a flat. We lived in a house for, I don't know how long, probably about 6 months of my life. And then we moved to a flat, high-rise block of flats. And in this flat, there was a spirit. Now, my mum didn't let on that she was aware of it, but now she's revealed that she was. And what used to happen is it used to pretty much haunt me every night. Because I could sense it, it played with my mind. It was in my dreams. It made me dream a dream within a dream. So I'd wake up in a dream, but I'm still in a dream. And it'd be a never-ending loop of waking up, thinking I'm safe, and I'm still in the dream, and it's back. The door handle, one side of it was loose, so that if the outside fell out, I couldn't open the door.
Right.
And in my dreams, it used to shut the door, slam it shut. I'd wake up with no legs and just blood at the bottom of the bed. All sorts of stuff. But I used to see visions around the room, like around the borders up there. I used to see like a silhouette of buildings that wasn't coming in from the window because it were fields. And I could see people walking by on these, and I was fascinated by it. And I don't know, it's weird. I could like look at writing and see people's faces in the writing, but it wasn't a face like we see it. It was that word reminds me of a person. I was like,
my friends are relating directly to what you're saying. They've had similar, like being in a different universe in your dream, like a parallel or another dimension or so. Like we've talked about how imagine anything beyond Earth because we can't see it, but that other plane of existence that we know is there,
Oh yeah, definitely. But I mean, there was all sorts happened. I mean, the light bulb dropped out. But the weirdest thing is, at that time, I had an imaginary friend as well called Manouni. That was his name. And this Manouni, I remember all the way up until middle school. He was there all the time. I was talking to him. I even, believe it or not, I was into ghost boxes without even realizing. I used to tune the radio up and down and talk to him through that.
Sure.
And I used to get records and spin them backwards and get subliminal messages from the records. This is I'm a little kid.
Right.
And I don't know, the whole place.
Shouldn't even know how to do that.
Well, no, but it had the whole place had a feeling about it. And I didn't realize that wasn't normal until we moved. And everything, it felt like, it just felt like the air was clear. There was, I don't know, it was just different. It was pleasant and fresh. That's the only way I can explain it when we moved. And I, obviously, from growing into this and thinking this was normal, and then going to where we lived, I realised then that there was something not right. And I only moved a little bit up the road from this place. And for the first probably month of moving out, I still had these dreams, but they was very weak. Very, very weak. And eventually they stopped.
Right.
And then I remember Manune. I was going to school one day and I was at the school gates, and he said to me, now I don't remember visualizing this person, but I obviously did as a kid or summer. I don't know, because I can't picture him now. And basically what happened is he said to me at the gates, he says, right, this is it, Mark. Now you're going into school now, and I won't be here when you come out. And I was like, really heartbroken by it. And I'm asking him why. And he's saying, because you're getting older now. And you're getting to that point in life where everything in life, as you know, it's going to take over what you know. And things that I've learned myself is going to go. So, like, basically,
sure,
they were saying that knowledge is going to overtake my instinct, basically, of what I'm seeing and hearing is not normal. And reality is going to teach me that. And it was getting to that point where reality was telling me that the stuff I'm seeing and hearing, you're crazy, you're not normal.
Okay. Star really wants to know if you ever have used stones to ground yourself, like crystals.
No, I've never done.
I know is really good for grounding yourself.
Nope, never done anything like that. But I know I've always
been
hematite
ring I wear sometimes.
I've never done anything. Nothing of any kind.
That's something we can explore in the future, and see how it helps you and stuff, because that'd be educational for people too.
Definitely. I mean, I still believe that this Manuni is possibly still around, but I just can't tell her here. But like I say, I've got a sense that there's always been somebody following me wherever I am.
Sure. Yeah, I have a group that's always following me everywhere just because they know I'm paying attention.
But yeah, I mean, like I say, if somebody was here now, I'd know. Or if something, you see, this is another thing, I can't tell you if it's somebody. I just feel the presence. So I couldn't tell you if it's a person, if it was an alien, or whatever beings there could possibly be that we don't know about. I really couldn't say, but what I can say is they'll come through on the ghost boxes and I'll have no feeling, but then they'll come through on the ghost boxes, and it's usually when there's a few of them that the feeling gets overwhelming, and I put that down to obviously me picking up on their emotions. But in spirit,
Starlo is making a good point too, that meditation helps, and I know for me personally that meditation really allowed me the ability to see clearly who and what I was communicating with. Started a long time ago when I was real young. I don't do it as much anymore, but meditation definitely was the catalyst to where I started hearing things with my own ears and seeing things with my own eyes.
Yeah, well, this is what I mean. I've been out to places on investigations, right, and I've seen spirit myself with my own eyes. Like, for example, I went to a place up the road, and it was in the attic area, and I looked round, and it's only out the corner of my eyes where I generally see them. I can't see them in my vision. It's out the corner of my eyes, and I've researched as to why I can see them, so I know why, and everybody can see them, and it's the reason why people see things out the corner of the eye, but they look on the dome.
I think my friend Teresa has picked up a bit on Frank. She's talking about the friend relationship that's around you.
Oh yeah, I mean that I don't know. That could be down to the ghost box that's down there, because I've obviously signed it with Frank's name. As I said to you earlier on, actually, that Frank helped me build it, and halfway through building it, he died. And I was the thing with Frank is I followed him for years, and when I finally got to know him, he died. When I finally got to meet the guy, not personally, but through a connection on Facebook.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So there's that bit of longing, wishing there was more.
Yeah. I definitely wish I got to spend more time with it, talking to him, definitely. But I just felt like it was really kind guy, and it helped me out a lot with what I needed, questions, and I was just so close to finishing it, and then he died. And I woke up one morning and he's gone. I'm like, whoa, this is like, I didn't even know the guy, and I was upset. I was crying, literally crying for a good 2 weeks. I was like I'd lost a brother, and I hardly knew him as a friend, but I knew him as a following, because I'd followed him for years and what he'd been doing and stuff. So Yeah.
Well, it's amazing. Look at us. We were just a couple guys messing around with some paranormal stuff, and then here it is a couple years later, and we've become pretty good mates.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I say, I have kept a few friends out of the paranormal, but a very, very select few, because, like I say, the people are two-faced, and
Sure.
I kind of understood where it was coming from this morning in that group, because a lot of people have you put up with a lot of crap in groups. You know what I mean? And basically, I don't know. People get defensive. I do now. If you look on my Google Play, on my reviews, I know that it's haters that are putting the negative reviews on there, and it's the same few people. So
I've seen it. Yeah, it's
snap, and and that's what they want. They want you to sort of, some innocent person could leave me a review that's a bad one, and I jump down the throat accusing them of being someone else.
Right.
And I think that's what these kind of people want.
Starley has said she's feeling a feminine energy around you. What do you think about that?
Do you know what's weird? Is since mention of Frank, I have started feeling something strange around me, but I won't. Obviously, I can't differentiate who it is or what, but there's definitely something changing around me at this time. But what's happening now is it's getting warm. Now it can either go one or two ways for me. It can go cold, warm, but it's like now my cheeks are going red hot. Like when that psychic did the reading the other day, my cheeks went
and that's interesting. Now she said about you in a certain feminine energy, and our friend here has said she senses a feminine energy around you, and then your cheeks go hot again.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's weird when people are tuning in and getting something, my cheeks go hot. And that is something I'm fascinated in finding out why that is, because it's not just any medium. Anybody who tries to tune in, I'll get hot cheeks.
Pop my picture up so I can do a proper hello.
Hang on then.
All right, folks. My name's Drew. Just wanted to let you see me with my unshaven face, unkempt hair, and everything. But hello, I'm glad you've joined us for this little test run. There's hopefully going to be a lot more in the future. It's going to be a place where we can share some of our experiences and hopefully answer a lot of questions for people. Should be fun. All right, Mark, thank you.
I wonder how I can do it so it actually flicks between both of us. I think that might be it. Just say something.
All right. Is it flicking back and forth?
Yeah, it's flicking back and forth for a bit now. I say I don't know what people prefer. I don't know if they prefer it back and forth.
Yeah, we'll see what they prefer, or if they'll ask a question to me specifically, you can pop me up, or if they ask you, pop you up, whatever,
Yeah. I'm sure we'll work around it.
And I'll figure out a way to be able to fix this lag up a bit.
Did you just have some?
My camera is not doing well.
Did you just have something bang in your place then?
No, that wasn't here. I heard it through my headphones. Heard it on my headphones
on, so I can't hear what's going on in the room. But I could have swore I just heard like I don't know what it was. But I heard something. Yeah, if it came from your end or my end.
I heard a bit of bang through my headphones, not in my room.
See, my cheeks are going warm again now. But yeah, I think there's obviously someone popping around. But I'd be intrigued to find out what they can find on this girl, because I might possibly know what it is.
Right.
I need a bit more information. More so on the age of the person. Or even...
Starley said she heard a noise that sounded almost like a small voice.
You see, I heard something, but I don't know what it was. It sounded more like a kind of sound.
Yeah, that's kind of what I heard. It was like a tap or something.
Yeah. Now, do you know what's weird about when I told you about my senses of suddenly going haywire? Right, I just said it twice then, tap, tap. And my senses are going haywire, right? When I came in yesterday, I went out for a smoke, come in, there was something on this floor about the size of a dog. And it was weird because the minute I walked in, it went under the table. straight away, real quick. And I noticed it by the door as well. But this was a full-figured person by the door, and that was yesterday. And that's never happened in this house. I mean, I see stuff upstairs on the landing, like when the bedroom doors shut ajar. I see things move at floor level. So I do believe we have got some pets here.
Yeah, I've got dogs that actually will stay around. Oddly enough, when I get in bed at night, I'll feel my big golden retriever that passed away. He'll jump up on the bed just like he used to. I can feel every bit of it, but there's nothing there.
Yeah. You see, whatever this is that's here now, it's coming and going. It's not sticking around like now. Whatever it is has moved over this way a bit now. It's not here. It's weird. It just comes and goes, but it's not like what I normally feel. To be honest with you, tonight, I don't know if that's just me.
Well, maybe because we're both concentrating on trying to do this, and other things are popping in from me and you at the same time, and you and I are picking up on each other too.
Mm. Well, like I said, the red cheeks don't normally happen in a situation like this. It's only when someone's trying to tap into my energy. That's when I get it. So
well, that's probably one of my friends from that group there trying to read you a bit.
Yeah, probably. Most probably. But yeah, it's weird how it happens. Really, really weird, because I'm quite cold. Do you know what I mean? And suddenly just get a hot sweat.
If someone's trying to read Mark a little bit right now, can you let us know in the comments?
They're not doing it now. It was about 5 minutes ago.
Or if they were.
Oh, my drink's gone. Yeah, it should be quite cool this when we get it up and running.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Do you, how long do you guess it'll be till you have your Ghostbusters set up right for this? Did you lose me?
No, I've got it's weird. It's like, when you're in a radio that's not tuned in properly, that's how you sound at the minute. You're like coming in
really?
with a fuzz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know if everybody else is hearing that. Oh. Have you got a crackling mic?
Is it clear now?
Oh, wow, that's perfect. You sound completely different now. You've got a bit of bass in your voice and everything. Oh, I can't hear it. Hang on.
Yours was doing that to me for a little bit there. It was cracking in and out. But that was during the time you were talking about your face being warm too, so I don't know.
Strange.
Last night, I told you I was helping with a kind of attachment deal. When I was in the midst of doing that, and after I was kind of removing the attachment from the person, I actually, 2 of my electronics went down completely. Fuse box blew.
Sure. I do say I don't have that trouble here, but like I say, my skybox has been playing up a bit since I was told what I was told, but I don't generally have any electrical troubles. That's mainly because the minute I do, I'm there fixing them before they even, as soon as I detect anything's going wrong, I've got my screwdrivers in there, so.
Right. Does anyone have a question for Mark or I, just in general, or watching our test run here?
Yeah, if there's anyone want to ask about me, I'm open. I'll, about what I do and where I'm at.
Me too. Hit like on Mark's video here, please. And subscribe if you'd like to watch us in the future.
And also click the little bell so you get a notification when it's live. Because it is a live only channel, this one.
Okay. Yeah, Star Lily asking, do you feel that spirits can claim you as their parents before they are born. And my personal opinion on that is yes. I think that it very much is more that we are adopted by them than that they are just put into a vessel and sent to us. I think a lot of time very old souls get to pick their new parents. And otherwise, I think sometimes there are just some brand new souls born into new bodies.
Interesting.
I know that's a little out of your wheelhouse on that question there, but in my experience, speaking to and seeing souls and stuff, I've seen a whole lot of little angelic children that seem to have not ever been born yet, walking around and grabbing the hands of people they haven't met yet and stuff like that.
Hey, I'll tell you something. I've got a past memory of going to sleep a man and waking up a baby. How about that?
That's perfect. That's amazing.
Yeah.
See,
I
don't
and there was nothing in between. There was no time in between. It was a simple thing of going to sleep and waking up. Everything in between, there was nothing in between. Absolutely.
Yeah, see, I don't have
it's
past
only
memory.
One memory of it that I've had. Like it comes like a deja vu. Something will trigger them, and I've had a few of different types of. Like I've had one where I was a woman. I was an Asian woman, and I was in a basement cooking in all places in a basement that were converted to cook, and that's where my life was, in this basement. I don't know if I was a slave or what, but I was in this basement, and my life was cooking. Never got to go outside the house or anything, and that's all I can remember. I just have these visions of being in the kitchen downstairs, which is underground level, and I'm just cooking all the time.
Yeah, it's interesting for me because I have memories of the past before me, but they're Mike's. They're not my memories. It's not my past life. It was his existence. And those memories go on really far back, but it was always Mike. It was never me. This is the first time I think I've ever seen through Drew's eyes, if you will.
Yeah, it's really interesting stuff. This is why I want to find. I mean, the research I've been doing is about obviously ITC. I mean, I've been through my life experiences. I was a paranormal researcher. Well, I wouldn't say I was a researcher back 15 years ago. I was just interested in it. I was, going out with a dictaphone, going to graveyards with infrared cameras, just generally going around and finding ghosts. Then I got bored of doing that, and I wanted to research communication so that anybody can do it. And that's pretty much all I've done for these last few years since I got back into it, is just research how to sort of communicate with things other than spiritual, like through channeling, the normal traditional methods. So now, obviously, after hearing what I've heard, I'm kind of keen to find out these methods.
Yeah.
Oh my! I've suddenly got really cold down here, down this side of me. Really, really cold. But I've got a back door there, so I'm not thinking out of it. But yeah, I'm intrigued to find out what ways they communicate, colours, visions, past memories, and how they tie these in when they're giving a reading and stuff. Do you know what I mean? How they portray what they're seeing. I mean, I can walk in a place that's got spirit, and if I've never been there before, I feel like they're greeting me at the door the minute I walk in, whether they live there or not. They're there at the door the minute I go in, and I get a feeling of the presence, and I generally get a couple of letters. Now I don't know if it's a first and second initial or.
Look at those comments down at the bottom of Teresa and a couple of them.
What's 3 days?
I think they're picking up on you pretty good.
Now I'll tell you something about the traveler thing. I stay at home a lot. I don't travel, but I would love to travel all over. I'm a bit of a free spirit. I always have these visions of just going wherever I want and being free. But in my dreams, as I was just saying to Drew actually not long ago before we came on here, I dream that I'm walking on an empty planet. That's everybody's gone. There's nobody here. It's just a place of old abandoned buildings with stuff all over the place. And I'm looking around these buildings. I don't know why I'm in there. I know I shouldn't be in them. That's one thing I do know when I'm walking around these buildings, that I shouldn't be there. And it's just strange because the only people I meet in this world is spirits that are also walking around. I've met people that have died in this world, in my dreams, in this same situation. And like I say, I don't know what the meanings of it all is. I don't know why I'm always... I pick things up and keep it. It's weird. I might go into an old house and no one's been in it for God knows how many years. Everything's damp, and I might see something and go, "Oh, I like that," and I'll take it and go. And I end up in so many places that are falling apart. It's weird. But I'm scared of heights. But in my dreams, I'll climb up drain pipes, get on the roofs of houses, and that's another thing. The houses don't end. There's no floor. It's never ending on some of these dreams. It's like I just look down and there's nothing. And I remember once I was walking down a footpath at the side of a house, and there was a bit of a gap between where I needed to go, and it was a never-ending drop. And there was trees at the side of me that was a jump away from the edge. And I remember jumping onto one of these trees, looking down and realizing that I can't see the bottom. And then thinking,
right.
how am I going to get back? Because I had to jump across to get to this tree. So how am I going to get back? And that's when I wake up. When I have dreams like that, they're so strange in my dreams that I have. They're very varied. And like I say, the ones where I float and I'll hold my arms up. I have loads where I elevate and I hold my arms up. And as soon as I do, the light just shines through me, and it's everybody below is just filled with like really positive vibes, and the light shining on them, the feeling like the Holy Spirit, and it's weird.
It's like
really,
I said
really
earlier,
weird.
that's that divine light. There's no feeling like it. I mean, it's something neat when you really do get to experience and feel that divine light come through you like that, even if it is in dreams. But while we're on the topic of dreams, just for the people who are watching and everything, and some of my friends from the group, I described to Mark earlier that my dreams are something absolutely magically horrific. They are dark and they are scary, and the things I see are something to be in awe of. But these are something I'm seeing through Mike's eyes. Mike is a fighter, he's a protector, and he's my go-to when I need to help protect somebody spiritually. And he very much does show me the things that he's come in contact with in my dreams, the places he takes them, the places they come from. And I mean, it's an incredible thing to see, but I'll wake up fighting. I'll wake up sweating, and, you know, many a times somebody's tried to wake me up and I've grabbed their arms like they're trying to get at me. And the world is definitely where your spiritual self lies if you're opening yourself up to it.
Just like on mine when I was telling you about that cave. It's weird, isn't it, how I told you about that cave, and you've had the same thing with the cave and the little bit with the bars on, and I told you that I was saying to Drew earlier that I had this dream, and there's a cave in this place with an opening, and it's a perfectly open. It's not like it's all rugged or anything. It's perfectly made as the opening to this cave, and almost a bit like our train tunnel is with the bricks going that way, but it was rocks. It was made to be this way. It wasn't, like I say, a normal cave. And as I walked through, on the right hand side there's some bars, like a little door, and I had a fight with the devil, or what I thought was the devil in the dream. And as I got him on the floor and I went to get him with something that I had in my hand, I went to get him and he changed into my daughter. And the feeling of it was horrible. I was so heartbroken. that I was there holding, and I'd already slapped this demon or whatever it was about with whatever. I don't know. I can't remember in proper detail, but I do remember that they changed into my daughter, and I was upset. I let go, and they got away. And I chased them, and I managed to get them into this cave and into this thing and shut the door. And some lady let them out, thinking that it was a child. And I warned them. I said, no, it's the person in there is evil. Leave them locked in there. And the lady just opened the door and said, you can't lock a child in there, kind of thing, and let it go.
Yeah. That's it. When Mark told me about this dream, it took me right back to my childhood and dreams I've had my whole life of this cave with the barred doors along the side where I would be. There'd be groups of people walking in the middle, but I'd be so concerned about those doors getting opened. And I'd be trying to make sure people kept moving. I don't know, like almost like a jailer. Like I wanted to make sure nobody messed with the doors and nobody opened those doors. So it was quite a revelation when Mark started talking about the cave, because immediately I started getting those visions of the cave again. And I'm saying, this is a place Mark and I have both been to here.
It's you know what, the medium that I spoke to the other day, it's strange because we're both, as I said to you earlier, related to a planet that I've been on that's huge, far bigger than this. And that planet, everything was blue, purple skies. The storms that was there was, I don't know, it was weird. The storms was in the clouds. It never hit down to the planet or the plane that I was on. But either way, the place was huge. Yeah. And I remember I had a love there, and I could never meet this love physically. Sure. Because we obviously spoke through communications like this or through telepathy or whatever. But either way, I could never physically in my lifetime get to where they was because it was so far on this planet. You couldn't physically do it in your lifetime.
Yeah, I have a real similar relationship with in the world that it's, I know they're out there. I've been looking for them, but we can't find each other because our paths are headed different directions. Question from Starly. She says, do you ever start to cough? Start picking up on things or asking if, like, when I'm communicating with spirits, do I ever cough? Sometimes I do get what almost feels like the beginning of an asthma attack coming on, a heaviness in my chest of not being able to breathe. Do you get that at all, Mark?
Not really, no, because, I mean, like I said before, I don't really communicate with spirit psychically or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I do it through ITC. So, yeah, I sense things and I can get things. I can never switch it on and off. That's one thing I can't do. But
sure.
I have been in situations where I feel like I've channeled, and I explained this to another medium where I've been giving someone advice and I've spoke about things I've got no idea about, spoke in a way that I would not normally speak, and it feels like the words are just coming out of my mouth. Like I know all about this stuff and I've known about it for years and I ain't got a clue. And afterwards I'm like, whoa, where the hell did that just come from? I've just spoke for 20 minutes about something I ain't got a clue about, but it sounded right and came out right. Words I'd never use. Do you know what I mean? And that's when I thought to myself, I wonder if that is like somebody channeling through me or a spirit guide or some kind of helping me help them. But, with the information I told you about this angel that I was told that I was, it matches up everything perfect with helping people and stuff. And do you know what I mean? It all just ties in.
And I find that validating too, because of, like I said, there's a reason you and I long ago, and there's a reason that we've been each other's confidant at times, and a reason that we kind of feel drawn to try to help each other out. It's that, we have that similar quality to us, and we're supposed to be helping each other out to help out other people.
Well, yeah, obviously the more of you there is with anything, even in a manual job, the easier things get. So I suppose when there's, well, I know that when there's more of you, you've definitely got a lot more power between you all. I mean,
Sure.
I've gone on investigations, and the ones where you just go on a walk around and hope for something to happen, it doesn't happen. The ones where there's been a decent medium there, and you've done energy building exercises before. So you'll stand in a circle, for example, somebody will look up to his higher self, he'll send down this light, and you'll all hold hands, and what he'll do is he'll send this light to the next person, and when the next person feels this light, they squeeze the hand of the person to the right, and they do that until it goes back to you again, and then you let it rotate a few times.
Involved in something like that.
And once you do that, oh wow, the energy that you pick up on. I mean, I went there, and it's the first time in my life I've heard a spirit speak loud in a human voice. Now, I've heard what I think is spirit in my head sometimes, but that just could be me. This is why I ask a lot of questions about how psychics pick up on things, because I'm not sure what it is, if it's me thinking this stuff or what. But yeah.
Well, I can tell you personally that truly meditation is key to start being able to differentiate between a real voice or something in your head. Because if I start meditating a bit, self up, I can very literally hear through my ears from spirits. I can hear them talking to me. I can hear them talking to each other. And it really does all this. It's scary the first time it happens, but as you get used to it, you can kind of switch on and off. But the first time it happens, me at least, it was like a flood of noises that sounded like they were just over my shoulder.
Now, for me, I mean, when I question this sort of stuff, it's usually like I'm talking to myself. Do you know what I mean? I don't hear another voice, but I tend to, sometimes I'll question this inner voice as to why they're telling me what they're telling me. Because a lot of the time they tell me to, I mean, I've always, in my research, I've always been told, well, I don't know who told me this or taught me this, but I've always been taught to acknowledge any spiritual presence. It's just a polite thing to do. If there's some, for example, there could be a knock, there could be something here that I think, you know, that's somebody here. And like I say, I don't know how I've been taught this or who taught me it or what, but, you know, I've been taught, I don't know if it's a medium that said it in the past, but they've always said, look, that's somebody telling you they're there, so just acknowledge it and it'll stop.
Yeah. I tell people that all the time, that a lot of times to be acknowledged, or souls just want to be acknowledged, and that's it. They just want somebody to say, hi, I know you're there, but don't stay here, you know? Like, I understand you're there, I understand you need attention. I hear you, I see you, whatever it is. And a lot of times that's been enough to stop things that were happening around me or around others with that too, because you never really know. Don't know what they're talking to. And that acknowledgement, if it's something more insidious, can make that thing want to latch on. And that's what I end up dealing with a lot with people who come to me with these attachments, and they need them, you know, removed from themselves because it's ruining their lives.
Yeah. With that question about just knowing how to do things, it's weird because that gets back to when I was just saying about when I was giving someone advice, I just knew what to say. It just came out. So I kind of, that's probably a yes. Right. But I mean, with where I'm getting spiritually now, I've always known there's been something there, but I've never followed it, if you know what I mean. I've never took it any further up until a couple of days ago when I got told that, well, if it's true or not, I've been told that I'm an angel. So, and to be honest with you, as I told Drew, before this person gave me the reading, I sent off as much energy as I could. I give it full force energy to this medium. And I've always done it, and not one medium's ever picked up on it, but this one did in a big way. And it was so much so that she was overwhelmed and had to go out and have a cig and come back in. confirm it with two other psychics that what she was getting was correct and stuff. And then they picked up on it as well. They tuned in, and that was it for me. All three of them was overwhelmed with what they got in terms of the strength. I mean, all I did is I just put my hands together, not like I'm praying or anything. I just rubbed my hands together, and I just sat like this, and I just focused, just literally shut my eyes and just focused on this person. And I just sent like real strong energy their way, and it worked. And I wanted them. I was saying, I want you to pick up on this energy, this real strong energy, and I want you to tell me that you're feeling. It's just really strong what you're feeling from me. Whether you can explain it or not's another thing, but I just wanted them to feel that energy, not a bad energy or anything, a nice good energy, but I wanted them to feel it, and they did.
I have another friend who's on her way home. I just wanted to say. She's on her way home, but she really wants to see us live.
Who's that?
Stretch this out. One of the girls from the group. She's a good friend that I've grown to know, and she knows a lot about me spiritually. She was able to see me really well and see Mike really well and understand really well without me saying much. So I'm really impressed by her. She just wants to.
When I get impressed by a medium, I mean, a lot of mediums are learning and they can make mistakes, and I understand that as a researcher, but I do love it when the things that they say are really good. Now, I've never met a medium yet that can tell me things like what they tell other people. So, for example, I watch a medium and like, I've got a gentleman here and he's such as never happened to me ever. Never, ever. It's always about my spirit. And my higher spirit and stuff. It's never, no one's ever come through and said, oh yeah, I'm his grandma, or I'm such and such and such and such. And there is a lot of people
like I say, come through. Mark, about, you and I both having a bit of a similar spiritual predicament here. There is, when most people try to read someone like you or I, that big spiritual energy. And sometimes that's so fascinating. That's that. They want to know more about that. They want to read in on that, A lot of times used and miss it all together, So it's hard for someone like me to judge whether a medium's really good, because I know reading me, or whatever you will, is really good, because I know reading me is a hell of a confusing thing to do. But I have had a few really pull out exactly who I am, who Mike is, what's going on.
That's what happened with this medium the other day. They hit the spot so on. I mean, it was like at the time I knew, and after I finished sort of talking to him, and it sunk in, and then I sort of looked up what they said and stuff, and I was just like, you know what, actually. And I'm remembering like the way I dream and stuff, and I'm like, wow, this is just, this just really does. It sounds, it sounds far fetched and hard to believe what they've said, but yet everything they've said is coming true. I mean, they said, like I say, over these next 2 days, my mind's going to be blown, and things are going to change now. Things are opening up, and things are. Now, for somebody to say that and it happened, either they're into witchcraft and they know some really good stuff, or it is genuine.
Right. And I want everybody to understand that Mark hasn't dived into this world of mediums and psychics and stuff head first like I have. He's not being, arbitrarily skeptical. It's just that this is the question he has. He has these questions. He wants to know who is really doing the real thing, and more about how they do it, and what are they seeing? What are they hearing?
Oh, yeah, it's not about rooting people out who's fake and who's not. I just want to know different methods of how they're doing it. And I just want to eventually, I don't know, I need validation myself in a way, because I know what I know, but sometimes it's nice to hear it from someone else. Do you know what I mean? And actually have that validation
I agree.
Of a
I'm
person
right there with you.
and how there was in life. Just anything that's I know that no one's going to know. Once I get that, I think I can take my beliefs a lot further. But like I say, I know the spirits there. I mean, I can turn this on now. I can turn my app on now, and stuff will come through. You know, but to me, you've always got a doubt in your mind as to, is it actually spirit?
Right. Sure.
Is it actually a family member? Is it somebody? I mean, for example, right, up until this conversation 2 days ago, I would swear to you now that we're all in hell, that this is
Right.
hell, and we're all
Right.
either fallen angels or something. But either way, that's the way I looked at things. But then
Right.
I've got different ways of looking at things that contradict each other.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. This life is very much about contradictions. You know what I mean? There's going to be a complete contradiction to what you've thought you've known your whole life.
You see, I just think we're regarding that question there about having a reading, someone saying about having a hard time. Like for me with family and stuff, I mean, I know you can't work something out of nothing, so you need these people to come through to actually just mention it. You know what I mean? So maybe for me, it's just a case of people think that I'm okay based on who I am spiritually, that they don't need to come here and validate anything.
Right. Absolutely.
Or, I don't know, or maybe there's some kind of block on me to protect me from the bad in this world based on who I am. Because right now I'm not in a form that I can protect myself as well as I could.
In my experience, Mike, who I call Mike, he protects me. You know what I mean? He blocks harmful. It means he does block a medium or a psychic from being able to read me, from being able to find out more about him, or he'll block other spirits from coming too close so they don't find out about us. So your spiritual self that you're just starting to get to know has always been protecting you.
It's like when I ask for, you know, like I spoke to mediums and say, look, you know, because I have sort of kind of wanted to reach sort of parts of myself that I never probably could and stuff. And I've asked them all these questions on how to do it. And there's mentioned the meditating and stuff like that. And asking for your spirit guide. I've done the whole sit a chair opposite me, close my eyes, invite my spirit guide to sit opposite me, tell me the name and stuff, or show me an outline of them, or show me a person without a face, or whatever way they're going to show me it. And nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, see, I'm not big on all the ceremony and stuff. You know, it's a thing. So it's however you feel comfortable doing it, sitting down and taking the time. You know, I don't think it necessarily has to be anyone else's way. It'll happen the way it's going to happen to you, the way it needs to. You know what I mean?
I mean, for me, I don't.
That takes someone else
go on, sorry.
saying, "Hey, I see this about you. I think is your spiritual form, blah blah blah." Then that's how it needed to happen. You know, for someone else to mention, "This is what's going on." Get more into that. Start thinking more about that. Start, you know, meditating on that specifically. Then that's the way it needed to happen. You know.
Like I say, I don't honestly, I can't see myself having this connection like what psychics have. I don't know why. I can just never see me being, like you said earlier on, you can hear them talking, and I could never imagine that. But like I say, I see my strengths as this light thing, this sending out this vibe, this positive energy, and people that know me will back this up to a T, right? Because it's weird. There's two sides to me. I'm either extremely nice and kind, or I'm the worst person you'd ever want to meet in the world. There's no in between with me. You know what I mean? It's just one or the other, but it's top of the scale or bottom of the scale with me, and that's just how it is. And I've always been like that, but like, I don't know, it's weird. It's like, I don't know, it's strange. Really, really strange. But I go out of my way to really help people with stuff. And if they're learning something that I've got knowledge of, I could have spent years learning it. And I could have given them years of knowledge in minutes or hours and save them years of learning and just give them the shortcut. Do you know what I mean? Just let them understand what it is they're trying to do, why they're doing it, how they're doing it, and they know. I just use them 3 blocks with everything. When I was a DJ, I taught people how to DJ, and it took me months to get the hang of it. And I had one guy within an hour, and now he's a club DJ. It took me an hour to teach him.
Right.
So I have got a massive talent when it comes to passing information on, which I'm not going to say names on here, but we spoke about earlier. There's a lot of people taking advantage of what I know and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And
your work, what you put time into.
Yeah, and ideas and stuff that I've shared in private, and they've just gone with it, and but that's fair enough. I've not got time for hate like I used to have in the paranormal groups, because that's what happened.
That's right.
It was getting to the point in the paranormal groups where I was just spending more time hating on others and debunking what they do. Like the ITC researchers, someone would bring out an app and I'd pull it apart and go, yeah, that's definitely intentional. Is that to fool people? This is fake. That's fake. And I was just losing track of everything. My channel went downhill because I wasn't putting any content out there. I was in with the wrong crowds.
Yeah.
In the wrong groups. And then
send you that video again to show you, like, they say this is real. It works. Like,
I mean, have you tried this one?
The newest one?
Yeah. This really
I've tried it.
It shocked me. See, this is another thing. The fact that this app, and I made this app, so I know what's in this app, and it literally validated.
Exactly.
It validated Eric. Eric said his name, and as I said to you, on my other, not my first video on here, I think it's the second video from last night, is where at some point in there I asked for this person to come and validate himself, and within 15 minutes they'd validated himself. Now, all the files on this particular app, the reverse.
Paranormal White Noise says hello.
I'm not looking at the thing. Hi there again. Yeah, Paranormal White Noise were on yesterday as well. How you doing? You all right? Just turn this off. But yeah, for those that are on here that don't know about what I do, this app here is like one of the latest ones, which is reverse chopped up audio.
And I can honestly say it works.
Yeah, each bank basically. Each one of these is a player. So you don't have to have them all on if you don't want, but you've got a speed control for each one. And as the sounds blends, you get words. Now, yesterday, I mean, I've got a few notes here. It said, hear me, hello, help me, hello, someone help him. And then there was that bit where it said Eric as well. And
I can tell you for sure that help me is not in that, because I listened to it for at least 2 hours while I wasn't even trying to channel anything. And the only voices I got were my regulars. Said help me. You know.
Sorry, I'm not laughing. I'm just laughing at it in the comments there. Yeah, Zara, I'll get it. I will get it. I will remember. The thing is, I've got a really bad memory, and I try not to remember things if I don't really, really, really need to do. Like, for example, in this chat, I can just call people by the chat name. But Zara always says, call me by Zara, Paranormal White Noise. And, like, I couldn't remember yesterday. I was going to try it, and I was like, I'm going to call by name, and I'm like, I can't remember it. But yeah, this is how it sounds, and it's, I don't know, I'll just leave it on for a second so you can hear it sound. And I won't say anything, and let's just see if they ask for help or call me name or something like that. But what I will say is now, if there is anybody around here that knows anybody in this chat room, please try and say the name through this, just to validate that it works.
Michael, please go through.
Right. Now, I don't know. I'm going to have to unplug my speakers here because... Can you hear that?
I can. I don't know about this.
Hello. Crystal clear.
Put your headphones in, people. You want to hear well.
And the best thing about this app is you can actually see the files in your phone, so you know what's in it. There's no hidden files. We know it. See that? It even validated. We know it. And I said there's no hidden files. We know it.
Yeah, I like when they answer us.
Yeah.
Mike, can you say hello on Mark's end for me? Can you say hello through Mark's audio?
It just said, who is it?
Mike, please say hello to Mark for me.
Can everybody say hello, Drew, for me, just to validate to Drew that there's somebody here and talking through this? Now, what's weird is...
Rosa, did you say you did hear Mike say hello? Because I thought I heard him say hello, too.
When I ask them to do things, they don't generally do it. It's like, if I sit here with it on, they'll call me in, they'll try and get my attention, they'll ask for help, and they might reply back to me when I talk to them. But the odd word or two.
Let it run for a little while. Let's be quiet and just let it run for a little while.
Got two backgrounds. Can you try and call out somebody's name that's in the chat if you can see the chat?
Mike, can you please say hello to Mark for me? Bye, Mark.
Do you know what's weird? I'm quite good with smells as well. And all of a sudden I can smell curry. And it's what, 1:30 in the morning? Nowhere on earth am I going to be smelling curry at this time.
It's funny because I've got like a real sweet smell here myself.
Like a spicy smell, like someone's making a nice spicy curry. Smell of curry powder.
Yeah, I smell like, I don't know, it's like a real sweet and pepper smell here.
Mm. Did you hear that? It went, is that you? And then the one went, no. It sounds like they're talking to each other. Just listen and you'll hear them talking.
Conversation.
It literally sounds like there's two people talking to each other. Said hearers then, or something hearers.
Well, the interesting thing is, too, we haven't put much effort into setting up this session. So this is just random noise from whatever spirits are drawn right now.
Yeah. Is it us? I can't wait to watch this back, because I'll hear more when I watch it back.
Okay, Mark. Sully wants us to ask, is there someone named Maple there?
Okay, I'll ask. Is there anybody called Maple here now?
Did you hear that? Hey, Mark? That was Mike's voice. I just heard it. It said, hey, Mark. Mike's voice said, hey, Mark.
You see, you'll hear it more than me because you're hearing the recorded side of it, because it's being recorded this compared to you. So when I watch this back, I'll hear loads that I've missed.
Yeah, right then you'll hear it. He said, hey, Mark.
But I can hear something, but I don't know, it's like there's a conversation going on. I'm hearing like bits of sentences.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing is it's some voices that I don't recognize there, but I did hear Mike's voice the one time say, hey, Mark.
There's only two voices in this, the male and the female. That's it. There's no extra males or extra females. It's just literally two CDs that are chopped up. One of a woman reading a book and one of a man reading a book.
Anything distinctive, like when I recognize Mike's voice, that's legit. That's 100% legit.
Is it okay?
Is there an Estelle there? Estelle, are you there?
She's not. That was clear. If there is anybody here that the people in the chat are asking if they're here and you can't speak through this device, could you find a guide around you that might possibly know how to do it and get them to help you come through?
Any spirits who are there, can you please one at a time say your name?
I've heard Peter. Pete.
Yeah.
Let's try this.
I heard what sounded like maybe 3 different voices say a name, but I couldn't catch them.
I'll try something now. If you guys can see me now, can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up? That's weird. You were wrong, but I heard it say 7. Crystal clear. Oh, this in my hand?
I heard that. I can hear that. Did you hear it? It said, I can hear that.
You see, the thing is, they get amazed with this technology as well. It's almost like when I turn these devices on, like I've given them a voice, a physical voice.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
they say what they want.
But yet through this, they talk to each of a physical voice. But let's see this one. Can you tell me what's in my hand now, in my left hand?
Get a lot of deep interference, man. Like a low growling almost, like a rumbling.
Let's see what's in the chat. Is there anybody called Chris here? Wish to come through and speak? I heard it say Linda, and I went, "Who are you?"
Yeah. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, I give permission to all clean entities to come through and speak to Mark and I. Area help guide back and forth.
I wonder
Bring
if
us clean entities to speak. Amen.
I wonder if Steve Cooper's watching this, because it's just said Cooper. And then it went, yes, exactly.
Tell us your names one at a time again.
Let me just fiddle
What
with
was
it.
that? It was almost like Heather.
Change the way the sounds are a bit. Hang on. See, now I've got them closer together, they can form words easier as well.
I think after I said that, and it's been commented too, I heard the name Chris and Lily. Someone said they heard the name Maple as well, so back it.
Now, you see, I heard Peter, because he said...
Yeah, that's... Peter's been there the whole time. He keeps saying his name.
Okay.
Your baby 3 times.
Could you try and say your full name for us, please? If any of the names mentioned are there. It just said Chris then.
Yeah, I heard that.
And I think it just said, yeah, I'm here, in a female voice.
Yeah.
Just to validate, Chris, if you are here, could you please tell us the last birthday you had? Can you please tell us how old you was? I thought I had 16 straight off the bat, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. It was either 16 or 60, I'm not sure.
It's just said focus. It wants us to focus. It just said my name, Mark Coultous.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Hi, Sylvia.
To the spirits who are with Mark, can you say my name? Do you know who I am? See, it's interesting. Like I said before, Mark, when you're using it there, the accents that come through the British UK accent, when I use it here, it's all American. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slow it all right down now, so it won't be able to make the words as good and there'll be bigger gaps. But hopefully when something comes through, it should be clearer because there's a bigger gap. So hang on, I'll try and slow all that down. The thing is, the trick is with this app is you've got to think each one of those is a word and it's going to form. So if you want it to go hello, you'd have to think of it going hello. So you need to, you know what I mean? It's all about the space. If there's a long gap, it's not going to be easy for it to say, but I'm going to keep...
What's the name of the app again for the people in the comments?
It's Coultous Box.
Coultous Box.
Yeah, I'll write it in. So no, it's not. It's a lot smaller.
Also,
down the bottom.
Understand with these boxes, when we do sessions to really hear what's being said, we use a separate recorder to record the session, and then we go back behind it and listen to it again. So like the video that I've posted, some of you have seen, the reason some of those voices are so clear is because that's the recorded version. Sometimes to the naked ear, you don't hear it as well. That's why I'm hearing things better than Mark is, and you are hearing things better than Mark is, because we're hearing it through another recording device. So that way we're hearing it better, and that it just works that way. I don't know why, but that's how it goes. If any of Megan's children are around, do you have a message for her?
I'm sure it just said something about a pillow and then said your cat. Has anybody got a cat that they've lost, like that's died, and they feel it's still in the home? Because
Sylvia works with cats.
On someone's pillow.
Sylvia works with cats and stuff.
Yeah, between the apps, this one, the Paranormal Live Ghost Box one that tells you the magnetic energies, which is a live ghost box. They're all right. It depends on the person, whether some apps work for some don't. So I just try them. I feel this one is the best one yet, apart from the live ghost box.
Yeah, the live ghost box has definitely been my most successful one.
Oh, there's thousands use that. Thousands of people. I'm touching 90,000 people.
Yeah.
Right, I'll just shut that off a minute. I need to just double check my phone power. I don't know how much I've got left. Oh, I've got plenty. Right, hang on. I'll just turn the live ghost box on.
There you go. That one's amazing.
There's this one ad on the beginning. That's the annoying one. And then once you've had that one ad, it's all right. You just got your badass. So there's nobody on it. It even tells me how many people are actually currently listening. So there's no one actually on right now. So let's fire it up and see what people can hear through this.
That's the one I made the video with. It was just an older version of it.
Yeah, the video you've made is a reverse ghost box. It's on there. This
Yeah.
is a forward ghost box, which is underneath my TV down there. It's actually a radio that's tuning in constantly. In fact, there's a picture of it on the app. This is what the radio looks like.
And that is actually in Mark's house. I've seen it.
It's actually in my living room, and it's streaming 24 hours a day. And people talk to it all over the world, talk to family members and stuff like that through it, friends and family.
That's the best thing about it, because when you don't get the British accent, you know it's really working. It's a little harder to hear with this one. You've really got to pay attention, though. Did you hear that? The counting? 2, 3, 4, 5. And how many people are watching, Mark? There's 5 people watching on the video.
Yeah, that's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it counted up to 5, and we've got 5 viewers.
Oh yeah, you can see I'm listening now. Look. Now this is even harder for me to hear because I definitely need a recorder for this.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
All right, Mike, can you help voices come through for Mark over there? Can you try to push some souls through?
They just swore then. Yeah, we did. It literally went, fuck you, and then it went, yeah, we did. When I said it, just yeah, we did.
Sorry for the language, but that's just what happens.
Now, bearing in mind, we don't really get a lot of swearing on the radio in England. Especially fuck you. We would never say that.
Yeah, that doesn't come across on the radio waves. Real serious swears in that video I made, if you listen to it carefully.
Now, then it said, Mark, behind you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to get Mike to push a lot of souls through, so there should be a lot of different voices coming through. Spirits, do you see Michael with you now? Spirits, don't be afraid of Mike. He's not going to harm you. He just wants to help you talk. Mark and I are both friendly too.
Yeah, we mean you no harm.
There was a whole lot of something there. I couldn't make it out though.
See, the thing with this, I'm hearing stuff, but it's that hard to repeat it because it's that fast.
Yeah.
Kathy.
That was your name. I just heard Mark and then something else. I'm finding it kind of interesting how it keeps stopping every time I talk.
See, now I'm getting a smell of fire. That burning paper smell. Is there somebody here now that's been in a fire? You know what's really weird? I feel like the name cafe.
I can smell Mark. I can smell it. I can smell it, dude. Holy shit!
And cafe, I feel are connected.
I really can, dude. I can smell burning paper right now. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like really heavy.
All right, listen. I'm telling you now. Somebody called Kathy's been in a fire, and I've just literally heard her there saying that she can't make it, and something else just before that. As though they're reliving it or trying to get out, or
yeah, I heard the help. I heard help. I heard the female voice saying help. You see how it keeps stopping when I start talking a lot?
I think that's just the stream cutting it out.
Right, I got you.
It said something about Jesus and then amen real quick.
Yeah. Spirits, do you know who my mic is?
Oh, that smells real strong.
Yeah, man. I'm almost like, look, I'm wondering if I'm burning something almost, man. It's plugged in.
Is there a little boy here now? If there is, could you tell us your name, please? The boy that's connected with the fire. That are weird. I thought I heard it say Anthony.
Star Lily's smelling it now too.
Hang on, it's just Michael. It's just said hell, and then it's mentioned sulfur.
Yeah. Mike, can you protect the spirits? Make sure that they are safe. Don't let any darkness in.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay. It might be something like that because they mentioned hell.
And protect all of our viewers. Amen.
Keep shouting, Kathy.
Yeah. Voice coming through it almost.
We've got Kathy in here.
I heard it.
Who does Kathy want to speak with? Can you get?
I heard it just say Mike.
Can you get Kathy to say the name so we can make a connection with who it is they want to talk to?
Michael, protect Kathy.
There's something going on because I keep hearing it like saying stuff like that. Then I heard it say stop him. So somebody's here stopping something.
I've sent Mike there. He's trying to protect the spirits around. Mike, work hard. Protect Kathy and let her speak.
I don't feel anything bad though. This is the thing. Maybe we're probably looking into things a little bit too much, being a bit overcautious.
Yeah, we didn't pray or anything like that beforehand. We didn't set up any protection. The only protection that's being done is me using Mike to make sure that Mark and I are protected and trying to bring Kathy through, but the spirits are kind of fending for themselves here.
Yeah, I mean, I normally ask for Archangel Michael to come down and protect us and stuff, and generally bring the white light. What I do is I ask Archangel Michael, I hold both my arms up, I visualize a light with my eyes shut, I bring the light down myself, and then I spread the light, get my arms together, spread the light out beyond the walls of this house, protects all the family and spirits inside it.
Is anyone trying to speak to Megan? She's known as Star Lily in this chat. She's feeling tapping on her shoulder. Are you trying to get to her?
Who's Melanie? I heard it say I'm Melanie.
I heard the Melanie, and I heard no, but I don't know that was in reference to my question. Did you hear that yell?
I'm like really trying to listen because it's like there's a voice in the background trying to say something, but it's getting muffled than the rest.
Michael talking, I just can't make out what he's saying. I know his voice so well. It sounds a bit like my voice, kind of a humdrum male voice. That was something kind of evil there.
I don't think there's out evil here because when it's happened, I know.
Yeah, no, not that it's with you, just that something came through in voice for, just its voice. I don't think it's actually anything's really there with you so much, just picking up on their voices. Is there a Nathan there? I hear the children. Is Eric there? Eric, are you with us? I heard a very clear yes there. I heard somebody say, "Come on, then."
Is there any spirits that are now capable of just trying something for me to validate this working or your capabilities of speaking? Is it possible to count to 3 or 5 if it's possible?
I just heard 3, 4 right then. I just heard 3, 4. They were counting, but only those 2 came through.
I must say, when I listen back on the recording, we might hear the others just a few bits before it. Because it never normally comes like 1, 2, 3, like 1, 2, and then something else.
I heard kind of 3, 4. Mike, can you once more just come through real strong and say hello, Mark, or hello, Drew? Mike's telling me he's busy. Like, he keeps telling me, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy.
Is there a terror here that can come through? That can connect with anybody in the chat? It said, "Let me go." Very
I heard that. Mike, who are you helping right now? What are you doing? This is weird. It's weird. Like when I'm trying to get Mike here, he keeps giving me this, I'm busy. I'm like he's putting his hand up. I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. Which isn't normal. He normally doesn't do that.
Trying to talk through this and letting them through one at a time, isn't it?
Mike, can you please try to slow the spirits down and let them speak only one at a time? Mike, can you tell Savannah to let Terry go?
It said 25-year-old for some reason.
Yeah, I heard that. Did you hear that? It was like, it's something like, I'm just trying to get to my love.
Let go. Keep saying this, let go.
Yeah. Mike, who's trying to say let go? Who keeps saying that? Heard the voice say, it's like there's 1,000.
Help me, please. Can you tell me what you need help with?
Michael, give these spirits a voice. Give these spirits a voice, Michael. What you think I am, I heard that. Keep pushing, Mike. Push him forward.
You know what's weird now? I can smell sweets. Really strong. I'm just trying to think what sweets it is. I used to have them as a kid. They're like balls with like
what?
Sweet powder coating on, chewy balls. I can't remember them. I can smell them.
Mike, keep pushing them forward. I heard your voice there. Keep pushing them forward. Give them a voice.
There's currently 3 people using it as well at the same time as us lot. It's just gone impossible. You know me. Where is this one?
Mike, let Mark know that you're there for him, please.
Mark heard it then.
Yeah, there you go. That was Mike's voice. That low, Mark. Mark.
He said I'm trying. Thanks, Mike, for coming through.
Thank you, Mike. Keep trying to push him forward, buddy. I appreciate it. Megan, can you clarify what you're talking about in the comments, please?
I just saying that you can hear stuff in your ears, sound like your ears and not the box. My videos with ghost boxes, I generally get stuff coming through here, and it sounds like it's in the room with me as well on the recording. And there's
that's how I know working or not, because I hear the same thing in my ears as I hear coming through the speaker in my left ear.
That burning smells back.
I was about to say that's all I'm smelling here. Surprising, because Mike would be going after something making that smell.
His death, it's great. Someone just said then, his death, it's great.
Yeah. Mike, tell Mark what you're doing.
No, because someone just said then, it's the light, move over or something.
Mike, tell Mark what you're doing so he can hear you. He's doing it again. He's giving me the I'm busy, but he did come through at least that one moment to say hi.
I've got an idea. If this is Terry, someone just wrote something in the chat about you. Can you validate it by saying what your career was, please? Army, crystal clear.
Yep, that was crystal clear.
It's here. Hi, Terry.
I heard him say hi. He said, hey.
Maybe that's why we can smell fire. Maybe there's something from in the army or something, a sign or...
That may be why Mike keeps telling me he's busy, because he's trying to help this Terry. Mike, can you help Terry come forth more?
There's definitely a lot coming through here at the minute. It's like everybody's trying to run through.
Terry, Savannah is very proud of you and loves you.
Just in case you didn't hear that, Terry, Savannah is very proud of you and loves you. Can you acknowledge that, please? You know what?
Mike, can you try very hard to clear all the spirits but Terry out?
It's about
Mike, clear out all the spirits but Terry. And tell us what you need.
I'll tell you something, I feel really sad right now.
Yeah, I can relate.
I don't know if it's his Terry or what, but someone's here now, and they're definitely very sad, which is not normal. When they're here, there's all different feelings, but whoever it is now is very, very upset. Like, really upset, not just crying, like, I'm talking really upset.
Blathering, yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, can you try to comfort Terry and let him know that everything's okay? You hear Mike's voice there. I couldn't make out what he was saying, but he's saying to me, like...
He's about to play in the snow, or he likes to play in the snow.
I think he's talking about Terry's son. Mike, Mike's telling me, like, I can't console him. I can't console him. Terry. Megan is watching over Savannah the best. And Lance.
Oh god, I've got really freezing and everything.
What was that? Something. What did it say? It was something warmer. It was like 1 degree warmer, something like that. Mike, I'm asking you to help push Terry forward. In my light, give some to Terry, give him the energy to speak.
Is there anything you'd like to say, Terry, while this is on and you've got the chance? He's asking who somebody is. I'm not sure if he said who is Tracy or who is somebody. I say him, but it could be just what's coming through here from other people, so I can't really say who it is that said it, in all honesty. It's weird how it just said freeze, and I'm
Yeah, I heard that.
It's cold.
Mike, can you please put your arms around him, make him warmer, affecting him. Give him some of your light. Mike, give Mark your warmth and your light and your protection. Take the cold away from him.
It's all right. It's weird. I am actually warming up.
Good, you should be. Mike's a powerful dude.
And whoever was crying here or felt really, really, really upset, like that's gone as well.
Yeah. I think Megan gave Terry some validation through us here, and that's Star Lily, as she is in the chat. Hey, do you want Megan to help you cross to the other side? She can help you do that.
I'm sure it said do I have to.
Yeah. I think Terry's okay where he is. Mike seems to tell me that he's okay too.
Happy.
Yeah. He just wanted the validation. I just heard something about no, I'll go on.
Just out of curiosity, spirits that's coming through on this now, can you guys see a light around you? Is any of the angels that's with us now offering light? Sorry, I can't hear you.
I think I heard something say it surrounds us.
In an awful way. In loads of different voices then. How it made that word up.
Yeah, we're starting to get a lot more than we had a second ago because it's not forth anymore, so.
I'm wondering if Terry's moved on and other people are coming through that are stronger.
Yeah, I'm not getting Terry at all anymore. I'm just.
There's sorcerer that calling me on move. Did somebody just move in my room then, or was it just the tiredness kicking in? Is somebody here?
All right, I'm going to have to call Mike back. I'm starting to get a little drained here. I don't know if you want to wrap up on the ghost box for a little bit, but I'm gonna have to call him back.
Let me just do this because I haven't done it since I turned the other off. But any ages that are here now and have come through the ghost box only, not people that are already here, just the ones that have come and have come to this light here now through the ghost box. You're not welcome to stay in my home. You're not welcome to follow me around. You're quite welcome to come back through the ghost box, but you're not welcome to stay. I'm going to turn it off in 5 seconds, so now's your chance to go back, please. Thank you. Can you say bye before you leave?
Mike, please make sure that our energies are clear of Mark. The ones that are welcome to him are around, and please come back to me now.
I actually feel really drained after that, but then again, it is like 20 past 2 in the morning.
Sure. All right, bud. I mean, I definitely feel drained, but that happens every time I send Mike that far away like that for that long.
Yeah.
Never sent him for that long before.
Well, you know what? This has gone all right for a test run tonight. It was just a bit of seeing how it goes with the connection and the quality of it all and stuff. It's been nice to actually do something positive with it and obviously try and give some validations, which is really what I want to be doing. I want to be doing experiments, obviously switching things up and doing like what we're doing now. Just a bit of everything, really. If we're on at the time and, you know, if there's any psychics here, I'm quite happy for them to come on the stream and talk. That's not a problem. It just saves a lot of the load because, I mean, like for me now, holding this up and stuff, I've been dying for a fag. If there'd have been another person, I could have just left it with the two here and just, to just talk and do what you do.
Yeah, I've been holding my phone with my left hand and typing with my right the whole time, so.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to call it for tonight, man. You want to get together tomorrow?
But I'm looking forward to looking back at this this stream because there's been so much come through tonight I've missed, and I know I've missed it because I've been trying to. The thing is with me, I hear the words and then I want to say it, but by the time I'm wanting to say it, I'm hearing more words and then I forgot what I was going to say, so I can't repeat it. It's really hard. And then I can't, if I'm doing that, I can't make track of what they're trying to say either. And sometimes you can piece it together with the gaps and create a bit of a message out of it. But I mean, besides, crazy. There was far too much coming through then, but they're not here.
Help somebody connect with some spirits that they have on their end. So I'm going to try to get that done before my night's over. Hopefully I'm not too drained to do it. But let's have a chat tomorrow about how this went and everything, and then maybe we can do it again.
Well, like I say, everybody that's been on, if you have a look and watch the stream back in about 10 minutes, it should be ready to watch back. Just skip through it to all the bits you want to do. If you hear anything, what I suggest you do is you type the time in first and make sure that if it's like 1 hour and 10 and 50 odd seconds. You do the 1 hour, the call on bit, the 10, the call on bit, and the 50 odd seconds. And then as soon as anybody clicks on that time, they're bang on the point where the voice is. So maybe leave a second before, just so that when they click on it, it's not in the middle of a word. And that way then we can go back and also listen to them replies by just clicking the word, because there's a lot for me to sit there and pull up on and comment in the comments on what I'm hearing. So it just helps if other people put what they've heard. So yeah. Well,
all right, Mark.
Thanks for coming.
Bless you, mate. I'm out.
Everybody else that's watched, good evening, and yeah, we're back soon. Bye.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Bye.